What up? Oh man, my mic. Yo 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 yo. My mic working? Yeah, there we go. What it do? We're keeping an eye on this, man. We're trading right at all-time highs right now. What I'd like to see is it would be a huge retracement, but a sweep of a key level or a bounce to a key level, and then maybe a continuation long. We'll see though. It's gonna be a little tricky. We're gonna be using standard deviation to really calculate what kind of trades we're taking mostly. Yo, what's up, Ja? How's it going, man? There you go. Great way to start the day. I'm good, man. Good. Been doing schoolwork, studying, trying to make sure I'm ready for the day, you know? Yeah, did you end up taking that? Did you get in on that? I wish I had taken it. I was hesitant. I didn't think it was clean enough, especially the way price was acting earlier in the session, man. It had just kind of didn't look super clean to me. It ended up playing out. What's up, Josh? How's it going, man? Yeah, that's how I felt too, Ja. I was like, might typically would have given that a try, but you know. What's up, Parker? How's it going, man? Got no news scheduled today. It might be a pretty slow session here. Hunter, what's up? How do you even trade this? Kind of go off of key levels, man. You're going to use standard deviation a lot to figure out where your take profit levels are. So the way that works is typically, like, let's say you had a sweep. Let's pretend that this was a sweep, and it might have been. Not really. Let's pretend that this leg down right here, these two candle sticks that closed, was a leg down. The way you'd calculate this is you'd take your standard deviation tool. You can either do it from the wick high to the wick low or the body high to the body low. I like doing from the wick high to the wick low. And you're going to calculate that price typically wants to go 2 to 2.5 standard deviations before it makes a pretty strong retracement. 4 standard deviations would be a really strong full move. So that's kind of how that's the way you're going to use standard deviation to start calculating take profit levels at all-time highs. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just, same old, same old. A lot of schoolwork. Trying to make a little money here in the market. If it'll give us something. Just living the dream, man. Living the dream. You know how it goes. Not feeling like we're gonna see a tremendous amount of movement here, but we'll see. Maybe some news will come out and we'll get something there, but we'll see. We shall see. Am I expecting a drop? Not necessarily. I think that once we reach, two and a half standard deviations of that move from earlier, that we might get a slight move backwards, a slight move down, but we'll see. The book map is super thin. There's some orders stacked up at 25,200, which would be basically right in the smack dab middle of that 2 standard deviations. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here. The first set of orders there starts at 197.50. So we'll put it on 197 here and just keep an eye. That could be a key level to watch out for. So I'm marking this out I'm on the 5-minute chart here, and this is the last strong move down or leg down that swept up this liquidity, this sell side liquidity. This sell side liquidity. So it didn't really sweep a level. Typically, I'd like to calculate this off of a sweep of a key level. We didn't really get that, but this was the last strong move down. So that's what I'm kind of using as my basis for the standard deviation. This level that I have marked out right here is what I'm looking at on the book map, and I'll show you guys again like I did yesterday what I'm seeing on the book map. Hang on a second, let me flip it back on here so I can show you. What did I do? No, window capture. New. So where is it? OBS. Where's book map? Book map. So you can see up there at the top, that's the let's see. You can see that that's up at 25,200 level. That's where the major huge orders are stacked up. The only real big orders you got 1,000 over 1,600 sell orders stacked up right there. So that's clearly a key level, and that coincides with what you'll see I have marked out on the chart up here at the top. So that's what I'm going to keep an eye on. Yeah, Parket's sick. It's not that useful job with delayed data, to be honest. Good morning from Dubai. What's up, man? Do you need an editor or clipper for your content? I don't put out enough right now, man, to really utilize that, but definitely add me, because I probably need, look at this. We're getting a pullback here, market open. I'll definitely need somebody later on, but right now I need to produce more content so that I can do that. I need more lively streams and more trades. Fib settings. Here you go. So if you go to the Discord, I have my fib settings in the Discord, but here they are on the chart here if you want to look at them. You can screenshot that. I'm going to close it. We're getting a strong pullback here. What level was that it just touched into there? Nothing. Just picked up some of that sell side. That was about it. Book map is still super thin. Order book. Very good. Very, very true. I think we'll touch this previous 4-hour high potentially, and then a pullback up there. But we'll see. That'd be a pretty strong market open to the downside. 52 points. I think it could do that. I think it could push all the way down here. 120. There's a bunch of orders stacked up right here too. Jaden, give it time to register. Wait until market closes today, and it should register. Although alpha typically is pretty instantaneous, so I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, exactly, Parka. Made 140 off that candle. Might log off. Hey, that's a good day, man. I honestly don't know how many opportunities you're going to get today. So if you're up, I'd be happy with that. We just had a big order get put at 25,158. It's a big sell order. 804 orders. Interesting. You should TP in gold. There you go, man. You're a brave soul trading gold, man. I can't do it. I don't have the stomach for it. I don't really have one right now, Ja. I'm seeing orders stacked up on the chart here. I'm kind of just going with whatever the price gives us. But what I could see happening, since we're trading at all-time highs right now, and there's really no news schedule, what I can see is just picking up these orders down here and then pushing higher. So we'll see what happens. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, Apex extended that sale and the $85 lifetime PA fee. So it's until the 13th or the 16th or something. So instead of it being $140 for the lifetime PA fee per account, it's now $85 or still $85. It's a pretty good deal. Man, we are dumping. See, this is the key level I was talking about here. We get a little, potentially a turnaround right here. This is why Bookmap is so crazy, man, because let's say that you had 3 or 4 minis stacked right there at that 4-hour level. Immediately, just because of the rejection off of that level, if you had just had the order and it opened, triggered right there, and then you closed it almost immediately. Let's say you had four minis right there. 14 times, what is that, 20, 40, 60, 80? So 14 times 80, that's how much you would have been up in that brief second at that. I mean, that's the kind of that's like some crazy scalping, but I've been messing around with that, and it's been doing pretty well. Big order stacked at 140. Sell order of 814 orders. It's extremely stressful. It is. But the thing is, you're in and out. That's the only thing that's like better about it is that, with the trading ICT stuff like that I teach and that I usually do is you're in a trade for what, 6, 7, 8, sometimes 15 minutes. I think my longest hold time has been like 30 minutes maybe. So instead of sitting there stressing for 30 minutes, if it does stress you, you're in and out within like 2, 3 seconds with scalping. So that's the only, it's an extreme amount of stress for a very short period of time. Six, seven. Is that still a thing? Are you guys still doing that? Another big order down here. This orders are still stacked at 140, and then orders stacked right here. What a dump. We've dumped almost 80 points at open here. Should be under. Let me see. Indicators and chart settings. Let me make sure it's in there and I'm not lying to you. Might not be in there. Education. I'll put it in there right now. It's in there now. This is NASDAQ. NASDAQ futures, Michael. Maybe, Nathan. It could be. If you did it from the top, you're up, 100 points or something right now. Close to it, 91. Five more minutes until the 15-minute candle closes. What's your confirmations to take a trade? Typically, there's like 3 or 4 things I look for. Break a structure, one of them. I like to see a breaker. I like to see a sweep of a major liquidity level, a clear draw on liquidity in the direction that I'm taking the trade. I don't like to counter trend trade. Like, I like an established trend. What's up, Raj? How's it going, man? Imagine we dump all day. It could happen, man. I don't see what would be. Maybe the shutdown. I don't know. I don't know that shutdowns typically have this drastic of an effect, though. It could be something else. It is tempting just to pull the trigger. Yeah, I don't think it does either, Nathan. I don't know though. Clearly, something's. I mean, we're at a 100-point drop from market open. Something's causing it. 110, 111. How long do I think this goes? I have no clue, man. Let's see what the fib would say here. That's got to be a full move at this point. A full move would be down here. From that leg. Dude, just dumping. Mason, what's up? I have no clue, man. Is book map reasonably priced? Not really. You're about all in. It's about 100 a month. I have no clue why this is dumping. Yeah, that 4 hour would be a huge dump. You're looking at 200 points from market open all the way down there. That's just wild. $1,300, very nice, Juan. I need to check that out, Nathan. You mentioned that the other day. I still haven't got it. I'm going to write that down right now. I need to look that up. NFP canceled due to government shutdown. Is that right? That's why we're dumping. Is that true? I don't see how they could make that call right now because they literally within 5 minutes could pass a CR, continuing resolution, and the government would reopen. So I don't know why that would be like an automatic thing. I feel like that has to happen like towards the release of NFP. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything where that's actually an announcement, but I could be wrong. Is anybody else seeing that, like from an official source? I'm not buying anywhere, Michael. I'm just hands off right now, man. I mean, from the highs, we're already at a 145 point drop here, and continuing. Could just pull the trigger on a short and just ride it out. Well, yeah, the government's shut down, but are we seeing anything about NFP being canceled? I don't think they would announce that this prematurely. I mean, I know it's tomorrow, right? But like I said, they could come in within the next 5 minutes and pass a continuing resolution, and the government would reopen. Yeah, I'm seeing that it's been removed from the docket. That's what PJ said. PJ Trade said. We'll see. Look at that, almost right on the full move there, and it turns around. All right, so we swept London. And now we're turning around. ES is turning around very sharply. I'm still not confident in longs here, boys and girls. Caught the move. Very, very nice, Aaron. Man, I am starving. I forgot to eat breakfast. Just blasted your account. You got in at the bottom and we're short. I've done that so many times, man. It's like as soon as you open the trade, the price just immediately goes in the opposite direction. That's frustrating. That's why I don't FOMO into the trade. Like it was so hard not to get into this, just sitting here. Wanted to, but I mean, you get this drop right here, and then all of a sudden it kicks back on you. I mean, yeah, it's super hard, man. Rejecting out of this 3-minute gap. Looks like we're going lower for Asia, potentially. Definitely. ES and NQ are pretty in sync with each other right now. Caught the whole move. Damn, dude, that's awesome. Threw your whole day off. Yeah. It's frustrating, man. Yeah, we were supposed to have unemployment at 8:30, hourly earnings month over month, non-farm, or no, unemployment today, hourly earnings tomorrow. Should be interesting to see what actually happens. My fear would be in a trade or in a short right here, then all of a sudden breaking news, they pass a CR and the government reopens and then price just skyrockets for some reason. So that's the other thing you got to be cautious of. Whenever they pass a CR, a spending, at least a continuing resolution for spending, at least that could happen in 5 minutes. Could happen in 5 weeks or 5 days. You don't know. See, that's what I'm talking about. You just get these, you could be short and then you just get these pumped back up. Yeah, JW, I don't blame you, man. For me personally, I'm sitting here fighting so hard not to just pull the trigger on a short, but it's like I know that that's not a smart thing to do. My lizard brain wants to just click the button. It's like I'm watching a 200-point move right now, basically. 160-point move right now. Be up like what, $3,000 off of 1 mini? What is the math on that one? It's about 170 now times 20. Yeah, 3,400. Too many times, bro. Too many times. Bunch of buy orders stacked up down at 0.11, 25, 0.11. Touch back into this 5 minute and then go lower. Put a limit order in at CE of this 5 minute right here. Put a limit order for 5 minis on go short. Yeah, dude, it's hard, Luke. And you're going to have so many people say, dude, this is the cleanest short ever, man. This is the most obvious short. I'm glad somebody saw it. I love seeing other people win, man. I'm not advanced enough, I guess, as a trader to have anticipated a 200-point drop from all-time highs. Appreciate the gifts, Ant. How many people in the chat did get in at least on a little bit of this short? Maybe not the whole move, but at least they're green right now. Yeah. Exactly, Tristan. I got halfway out. Just a little, yeah. I got scared. Yeah, I hear you. There's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't call it scared. I think you were cautious about not wanting to give back your profits. I think that's a big difference. I woke up to being up 1,200 from my gold short. Very nice, man. I don't know if we'll consolidate. The book map's pretty lit up down lower, man, all the way down to, well, not tremendously, but down to 2,500 and down to here at least. It's pretty lit up. Tyrone, what's up, man? Man, I need that. I haven't been drinking that magnesium drink recently. I'm craving that right now. Mr. Nobody. Bry guy. How we doing, man? What's up, Zip? I didn't take it. There wasn't set up for me. Wasn't gonna FOMO into it. There you go. Yummy. That's how I felt too. I didn't see anything clean. I mean, you might say that you could argue here that maybe a breaker somewhere in there, but there was no real sweep. You know what I mean? Like there, what did we sweep up here? We're at all time highs, so it's like you get this pullback, and then you get a push up, and then you get a retracement back down. I don't know how you can anticipate that it's going to do this, especially at all time highs. I don't like shorting that in that area. What was your confluence, Rudy? Or no, Jack. Jack, what was your confluence? Like what were you seeing specifically that you were trading off of? I'm not asking that as like accusatory. I'm genuinely curious because I'm not seeing something here where I'd be like, dude, I'm jumping in that. That's a short. What website is this on? This is TradingView right here that you're looking at. Hey, maybe people did see something, man. I'm not gonna. I don't want to be a dick and be like, hey, you were just gambling, because maybe there was really was something there that I just am not seeing. I don't pretend to be like Nostradamus over here and seeing price. Yeah, Dream Chaser it is. I think that's the whole reason I use it in terms of charting. It has, in terms of your actual charting capabilities, it has it's the best platform in my opinion. Like Trade of Eight doesn't really have solid charting tools. Top Step X doesn't. Most of the platforms that are native to certain or proprietary for certain firms don't have as extensive of a repertoire of charting tools like you'll get on TradingView. Now there's certain data that it doesn't provide, like level two data. It doesn't have that. That's why I use Bookmap. Where's the accumulation though? And where's the manipulation? You could say that this is accumulation. Where's the manipulation and then the distribution for AMD? Was this, so you could say this was the accumulation, manipulation, and then the distribution would have been straight down, but this is more consolidation or accumulation. I don't know. I don't see it. Yeah, man, I'm doing good. School has been tremendously busy. We got 1,000 sell orders that just popped up at 070. Good day for FOMO. Almost passed my eval. Yeah, maybe the move down was the manipulation, and we're about to distribute uh, all the way up ridiculously high. Yeah, using Bookmap too, man. It's pretty cool. Definitely helps. contribution to Jupiter. That'd be sick. Was that a question, Dream Chaser? Was it? TradingView doesn't cost a lot. If you're not getting data through a prop firm, then you have to pay for the data, which only costs it's like $7 a month or something like that for live data. Bookmap is expensive. I wouldn't. I wouldn't start by trying to get involved with Bookmap. What I would do to get involved in this is I would go to YouTube, man. I know that sounds crazy, but I would go to YouTube and start learning about market structure, price action, just general principles of the way that price moves and why and what to look for. It's completely free to do that. And then once you have gotten a pretty good idea of what's going on, taking the principles that you're learning on YouTube and watching live market action, I would then take the next step and I would purchase a TradingView data account. So I'd get TradingView and then I would pay for TradingView's free. You can make an account on there for free, but your data is going to be delayed about 15 minutes. So what I would do is I'd pay for the live data, and with that, with your TradingView account and the live data comes a paper trading account, which is just fake money. And so you can start practicing the principles that you're learning for very little amount of money. So that's where I would start. And all in, you're looking at maybe $10 a month, $15 a month max. And you can start to really get the idea of things. Once you've started generating what I would call a semi-profitability for 3 weeks, a month, then I would take the next step, which would be to buy a very cheap evaluation through a cheap prop firm. And that'll allow you to start getting the emotional feel for things, because trading on paper and then trading an eval, the emotions are completely different. So once you get to that point, hopefully you pass an eval and then you can start making money. And the evals, depending on what firm you're with, I mean, they range anywhere from like $30 all the way up to, they get pretty expensive depending on the size of the account you're trying to pay for it. But just to start out, you don't need a lot of money. You need no money, actually. As long as you have an internet connection, you just get on YouTube. I see what you're looking at here. We got a kind of a breaker set up here with an inversion, retouch into this 1 minute inversion here, and then a move higher. I see what you're looking at, Tristan. It's not a bad long. Breaker on the 2. Breaker on the 1 too, I guess you could kind of say. The fact that we didn't get a candle closure below Asia low, though, not tremendously thrilled with that. $24-month, Kyle. Was that the cheapest way to do it? Long from the 1 minute, I'm already break even, so just letting it ride. Yeah, I don't blame you. I think if we get a retap into this 1 minute down here, I might join you on a small long. Could even do it off that inversion right here in the retouch. almost immediately starts dropping back. I think so. Didn't spend too much time looking about it. Okay. So the way that is your name Christian? Nice. Um, the way that the evals work for most firms is that you're not gonna it's not gonna automatically reset to if you don't pass it within that 30-day. What will happen is you'll pay the subscription fee and you'll have a it's Apex. So I haven't waited 30 days. I haven't held an eval that long, but I think the way that it works, I know this is true with Top Step and a couple others, is you'll have a free reset. If it pays for your subscription, even though you're still trading on the same account, you'll have a reset available if you do blow the account. So you won't have to pay again. I think that's my understanding. Oh yeah, you passed then, dude. Yeah, you can pass in one day with Apex. Yeah. Yeah, you passed. You have to wait until the market closes and then reopens. And once that happens, it'll register your profits for the day. That market closes at 5, reopens at 6 Eastern time, and they'll send you an email. It varies sometimes, but it'll happen between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock typically. And there is an activation fee. It's $85. Yeah, and they give you 48 hours to pay that. I'm not sure if it like goes away after that 48 hours, but that's just what they say. No consistency rule. You can pass in a day per account. Per account. Yeah, exactly. What was your entry, Tristan? I'm just so lost on the rules for the thing. Like people explain them, but like the payouts don't make sense. Go to the facts page, man. They're pretty straightforward on there. Why would you not want a And we're back on YouTube too. There we go. Sorry about that. So, yes, the consistency rules just, depending on what kind of trader you are, it can be annoying. I like the freedom of being able to pass in a day. That's nice. Take profit trader. You can't make more than 50% of the target profit in one day, but you still have to trade for 5 days to be able to pass the account. So realistically, you can reach the target profit in 2 days, but you still have to trade another 3 days on top of that to be able to pass. It's kind of weird. Yeah, that's the trailing, Asif. That's the trailing drawdown, man. That they can get to you. I'm not looking to trade this, dude. I'm honestly not. Like, we just dumped 200 points, basically. Well, 158 points. And now we're consolidating. We had a move higher. Now we push back down. Now we're consolidating inside this breaker. I'm not super interested in this. This is the 1 minute right here. What's my bias? Sideways. Take profit is the one where you can take daily payouts once you pass. Yeah, yeah. Like the same day you activate your funded, you got to reach your buffer of 2K on 50K accounts. You got to reach your buffer of $2,000. Everything above that is withdrawable. So realistically, you could make 30 grand in the same day and that you activate your funded and take a huge payout. It might be capped at something, but I haven't reached that cap ever, so I don't really know what it is. I couldn't find it either. I looked in the facts page. I'm sure it is something. Yeah, alpha's good. Alpha's good too. And you can pass, like if I passed right now, I can activate alpha, right? I don't have to wait until, am I misunderstanding that? Like I don't have to wait until the market closes and start the next day, basically. Like if I passed it in one trade right now, I can then activate it and turn around and keep trading, right? So, but you can in the same day, like Tyrone, you can in the same day though. Like you don't have to wait until the next day, whether it's 15 minutes or an hour. You can still do it in the same day. I like that. I don't keep an eye on individual stocks. I'm not sure what FRMI is. It sounds like an individual stock. Sounds like a ticker. I don't keep an eye on individual stocks. I don't trade options either. We touched Asia, but I don't really like this. I don't count this really as this. I want to see a candle closure below that before I'm like convinced that price wants to go in a different direction. But we're getting a push higher here a little bit. There's some orders stacked a little higher. Yeah, it sounds like Alpha's. I've been hearing good things about them. just move right back down. What's up, Hans? You green on the day? Yeah, Tyrone, that's smart. Very nice. 1,000's a nice day. Yeah, this is just not ideal here. The move was to get in on that short if you were somehow able to spot that coming. I think we could just go lower here. 25-0-19-25 is what I have. If you had your, this is what I have my settings on now. I know I put my settings on something different in the Discord. This is what I've been trying out for my Asia session, exactly at market open. I think that's exactly at market open. So that's the level I have marked out. Yeah, that makes the difference. And that's smart. I think that's smart to have it an hour before, because that's, like I've said to other people, that's basically, I feel like there's something that happens, whether it's the algorithms getting turned on or whether it's just, anticipation of market open, whatever it is. Typically, an hour before each session opens, there's some pretty heavy action or movement. So it's not a bad idea to have that the way you do. That's the way I did have it before. Yeah, this is definitely, this right here is the shutdown. I would imagine. I didn't really think that would cause this, but there's nothing else. I've looked. There's nothing else really that's caused that would justify that move. This consolidation is just anticipation that they might pass something, I would imagine. I don't have a bias. I don't have a bias. Sideways. I don't think anyone could say that for sure. I mean, they could reopen in 5 minutes, like I was just saying earlier. If they pass a continuing resolution, it could reopen in the next 5 minutes. It could be 5 days. It could be 5 weeks. I mean, no one really knows. Just depends on when they come to an agreement on the legislation. All right, Tyrone, take it easy. Yeah, that's how it works, man. They need a continuing resolution, a spending bill that will continue to fund the government, which could easily happen within, I mean, any time. Could happen whenever. There's not a clear indication. What's interesting is this exact spending bill, this exact resolution that was proposed. Uh, not to get too political here, but the Democrats who are now voting against it have previously voted on this exact spending bill 13 other times and voted in favor of it. And now they're deciding to vote against it. So it's kind of interesting that they're doing this. What they're wanting, from my understanding, I've listened to a couple of them talk. They're looking to basically all the cuts that were made in the quote big beautiful bill, the spending cuts that were implemented in that bill, they're trying to get them to put back into this continuing resolution. in order for them to be on board with it. And obviously that's not going to happen. So I don't blame them for trying to use the leverage that they have. I mean, Republicans would do the same thing if they were in the other if the shoe was on the other foot. But it isn't going to happen. It's not realistic. They don't have the power to make it happen. The only thing they have is the power not to vote and then just allow the government to stay shut down. Yeah, again, I would be very careful taking the trade here. I'd be very careful. I'm on the 1 minute right here. So yeah, you got ES going lower here potentially. You got NQ looking like it's going higher. I'd be very hesitant to get involved in this. Yeah, I wouldn't touch it either, man. This is hands off. It might trickle higher. The bottom might fall out. There's no real way to know what this wants to do right here, given the current situation with the political climate. I'm honestly about to hop off too. I could be spending my time doing something more productive here, studying. I give this 3 more minutes. If we don't see some drastic move in 3 minutes, it's adios, amigos and amigas, amigases, amigos, something. I don't speak that language. There you go. Workout sounds great right now. I have to wait until much later. Gold's printing. Let's take a look at it. Oh, these are the gold futures. Oh, no, that's not gold, is it? Oh, come on. That's Apple. This is gold futures. What am I supposed to be looking at for gold? MGC? Okay, hang on one sec. Yeah. Oh, am I on the wrong contract? I'm on the wrong contract. Is it the December contract? Is that the right one? Z? Yeah, that's wild. Z, yeah. What's the difference in GC1 and MGCZ? have no clue. Yeah, I don't mess with it. We are pushing a little higher here, but I would not. Again, this is just not something I'm going to get involved with. There's 10:30. I'm going to call it a day. Not what I want to be involved with. No difference, just price probably different. Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully the government's open and we can get some news to trade off of. Hopefully we're just to the moon tomorrow and we can make something happen. But you guys be safe. Don't. I'm in long since 25.025. How did you bottom tick that, dude? I mean, that basically is a bottom tick. That's wild. You guys have a good day, man. Take it easy. If you're green, call it a day. Don't give any back. And secure the profits and stay out. So I'll be back tomorrow, and you guys have a good day. Stay safe. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. Take care.